Right, we've got Mark White with us just before I call it a big game actually, in the FA Trophy fourth round. What do you call it? A big game?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I mean, obviously playing clubs like Kidderminster, real legacy Kidderminster, ex-Football League club. Fourth round of the FA Cup last year, just got beaten by West Ham in the last minute, or taken to a replay. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, so another sort of new club down at Meadowbank, and we want a great opportunity really to get a bit of a springboard for the fans to look forward to the draw on Monday. I think it'd be 3 from Wembley. But there's 32 teams, 3 from Wembley right now. So really it's just about an opportunity to get back out there off the back of last week's performance and then just do some things right, guys. Do you know what I mean? That's what we're looking for.
Looking around, a lot of players getting fitter, or not fitter, getting ready to be able to play 90 minutes or whatever, or even give you a good 45 minutes.
Like we are, mate, we are really struggling. I think the Josh Taylor one's been a massive blow for us.
Yeah.
Like, if I'm honest with you, because of the type of injury it is, we're sort of been waiting for the swelling to go down and ankle ligaments, and it's not been anywhere near as quick as we thought. And I think by the time we get him back, it'll be sort of 6 weeks. And I said at the start of the season, we're a small club, and there's only so many. No disrespect to the other players, but there's only so many of those A-list players you can miss.
Yeah, of course.
And I think, Baz has missed so much of the season. He's trying to play himself into fitness. He's not the Barry Fuller yet that we know. Obviously we know about the ones, your Briggs and that, and we didn't expect those ones. But I feel like Josh has been quite a blow for us. He's a big player for us. But listen, he's not out there. We're waiting on a scan on Monday, but Moro's out there, and Isaac Archie, and there's some boys back on the bench today. So, we are where we are, mate. I think the main thing for me is that I said to the boys, look, I don't care if we get unlucky. I don't care if they put 3 in from 30 yards. All I'm bothered about is to just cut out these ridiculous errors. You know what I mean? I'm not over the moon with them at the moment. They know that. And what they've got to do is make sure that they've got to make other teams win the game, as opposed to them just tossing it away, because that's what's been happening.
100%.
As you know, mate. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's not nice. I can honestly say, the management, we make the planning and prep for games. We're not about 90% accuracy, if not more. I think the sessions we put on a really high level. Beardy and Dukey are brilliant. I think for me, it's that the players have got to take to market a little bit more. It's basic stuff, and that's just what it is. I'm not one to pass the buck. It's just how it is. Yeah. So I want a bit more from the boys. I don't give a fuck if we misplace a pass, or these things happen, but the basic errors have got to be cut out. Yeah. So that's the plan, mate.
Definitely. Good news this week. We had Joe Cook sign back, but permanent this time. So that's good news. I was under the impression he wasn't signed, but obviously that's wrong. And
no, we've got him on a free transfer from Chesterfield.
A free?
Yeah.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, and we appreciate Paul Cook, and I'm sure Joe and his agent Kev Davis appreciate Paul Cook as well. Letting him go to play football. Listen, Joe's ours now. There's no question that when someone's your own player, you look at them different, they look at you different. Do you know what I mean, Gaz? It's like when you're on your dating app. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, a little different to I meet them.
Yeah. Yeah. So, but listen, Joe's. I remember that. Ironically, the back 3 today actually is the same one that played against York City. Cook, Harris, and Fuller. So, Joe Cook is at the level. I'll keep it that simple. He's at the level. There is another very exciting signing out there that's.
Is there?
Well, there is, but we can't announce anything yet.
What part of the pitch? Can you say that?
He won't be available. Midfield. He won't be available because he's injured.
Till next season?
No. Yeah. Well, we're not sure yet. So I don't want to talk prematurely, but
okay.
The point is, look. And I know that supporters, and I know you and everyone would agree with this. There's no question we've given our boys lots of chances, opportunities.
Oh God.
I mean, I can't really think of anyone or player that's not had a great opportunity.
That's what you do.
And that's what I do. But now it's a little bit buck stops. This is but it will be helped. Getting the likes of Moro back in the team, the boys with a bit of experience will help us. So, look, we're not in any kind of trench, because actually going into the last 2 games, we've been in mid-table form. Digging out good performances with a weakened team. But the boys last 2 weeks have let themselves down, and they need to improve upon that and then build on it.
I'm going to have to ask you this question. I hope you don't mind me asking it.
No.
But you know when you're not happy and you're not happy with a player and you put it out there in front of the camera, do you feel that's a good thing to do for the lad, or do you think that should be kept in house? And because what do you get out of that when you say those sort of things to players? I hope you don't mind me asking.
No, I don't care less really. I just think they're on the payroll, mate, and they're accountable. Everybody's accountable. If I was the type of manager that didn't take responsibility or fluffed it all up all the time, then I wouldn't. Do you know what I mean? But I think it's all about if it's will or skill, really. Do you know what I mean? Like if you think there's a bit of will, i.e., people should do better. They're told what to do. What they have to do is obvious. I'm not gonna. When players get unlucky, I'm not gonna lambast them in a million years, because that happens in football. But if you get in the same individuals making mistakes constantly, you've got to call it. You see it. And these boys should want to not be in that interview. And what I would also say is that at the end of the game, when a player does really well, you'll say, Jesus Christ, that player done really well.
Oh, yeah.
So it's about just we're always fair and consistent, whether it's good or bad. And the fans want to know what you think as well. The fans want to know how you feel about certain things. So, I back everybody at the club now to be good enough to play the level we're at. I think we'll have great moments in the second half of this season. That's what we do. But there's no question that they need to be stepping up in definitely defensive areas. Joe will help us do that. The mentality of Ed Harris, Dan Gallagher, these boys will help us do that as well. But yeah, that's where we are, mate. So no way of dressing up those last 2 games have really pissed me off.
Sure.
There's no way of dressing that up at all.
100%, no, I agree. Right, I won't go into much detail, but obviously after this game we've got 3 league games, so so it's a busy time again, another busy time, a Saturday, Tuesday, Saturday. So important, we get some points on the table in a few weeks, isn't it?
Yeah, mate. I mean, I think 100%. Yeah, I think it's we want to get a win or 2, but I think you don't know when your wins are going to come, really. I mean, outside of, I keep saying it, outside of Wrexham and Notts County, and outside of those games, you sort of think, blimey, we're long second favourites. Anyone can beat anybody. I think there's managerial changes in the league. There's ownership changes in the league.
Yes,
Everybody's desperate to stay in the league. It's a great fucking league, guys, isn't it? It's a great league.
I love it.
And my tentativeness is I'm not looking down, I'm only looking up, and I'm pretty sure we'll have an upward spell soon. But and I do think that gap, if you like, that we've got is really healthy gap. I think, make no mistake, you'd rather be where we are than others. Games in hand mean absolutely nothing when you're averaging below a point a game. And I'm saying that in the context of football. I'm not disrespecting anyone in our division. But equally, everybody's got to play everybody again, and there'll be winners and losers, and people in peaks and troughs. So, from where I'm at, there's a lot to play for. If we don't improve on where we've been, then obviously, we'll have a concerning second half. Equally, someone that goes and bangs in even 2 wins will be sitting there going, oh, blimey, we're near the playoffs again. So it's not worth looking into. The main thing is the boys on the pitch giving their all. I don't care necessarily how pretty today is, but I really care about, just the aggression we play with.
Definitely.
That's what I care about.
Can you give any news on Scunthorpe? I'm not sure whether you know anything about them. Could be wound up. Does that mean if they did get wound up, they would be out the league and then only 3 go down? What is it? Do you know?
Yeah, that's what would happen. I mean, yeah, there'd be good night for the end of them, and that'd be it. But it's so horrible. Scunthorpe, what an amazing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
When we went up there, amazing people, amazing club, volunteers, crowd, and it would appear, and it's unfair to speak about owners that you don't know, but it would appear that the owners not massively doing right by them, and you'd like to think, in a funny kind of way, it tends to be the case that when the writing's on the wall, someone steps in to help. I think in their case, that I'm not so sure the help's been, wanted by the owner. That's the problem. But listen, it's all about what we do, not others. I think this National League, it does seem like it's becoming a haven for ex-league clubs to sort their shit out. It's really weird, isn't it? Oldham come into it, new owners. Stockport, the same. Yeah, it's funny that, and I think it's a good place for them to rehabilitate these
Yeah,
big clubs.
yeah, definitely.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's
100%.
funny that, isn't it? So yeah.
The reason I asked, we play them in the last game of the season, so I just wondered. Anyway, well, thanks for your time, Mark.
Cheers, mate.
Good luck today.
Cheers, guys.
And catch up with you after.
Cheers, mate.